Hi everyone, Psychic Medium Valerie K back again on the patio. I just want to thank all of you for your kind comments and positive feedback. So I'm just going to continue out here on the patio and continue with the length of videos that I've been doing because most of you seem to enjoy that length of video. I guess I'm just not a shorts person. I have too much to say, get to talking. So first of all, I will be covering some things that I forgot in the last video and also channeling some new things and things I've picked up for entertainment purposes only. I did want to share that the NOAA employees that were fired, let go, whatever you want to call it, have started their own website, and it's called climate.us. So you can go on there to get information, and it is a nonprofit. So I went on there to support them, check it out. So that's some good news. Now I think that, have any of you been to the Great American State Fair? If you have, please share your experience. I'm curious to see what that's all about. The videos, it doesn't look like too many people have attended. And I'm sure a lot of you are aware, a Smithsonian employee came out and said that what they had planned sounded fabulous. It was about folk life and the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. And it was going to be a festival of festivals where they celebrated festivals from all over the country, and it just sounded fabulous. So hopefully in 2020, let's see, 5 years from now, we can have another one and have all of that. Wouldn't that be fabulous? Okay, so I was told from Spirit about a couple weeks ago that July is a Nexus. And I kind of had an idea, but I looked up Nexus because I wasn't sure of the specific explanation. And it is a focal point tying events or circumstances together, which really made a lot of sense with everything that I've been shown from the last year about this July, this summer, but July in particular. So it's going to be a bumpy ride. I know I've been saying that since January. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but on the other side of it, it will be better. So please remember that. And then my spirit crew told me that the repercussions of things that happen are going to go on we're going to see results for like 3 years. Now, when I say my spirit crew, I'm talking about my spirit guides, my angels that I work with, and then loved ones who have passed, who share information with me. So that's my spirit crew. The agreement I made with them is they pass on information to me, and I pass it on to you in hopes that it helps you with the anxiety, worry that we're all facing right now. So that's why I am here. Also, a lot of people ask me, how can you be so positive knowing that I follow what's going on? And I just tell them that my spirit crew, I have seen and heard and been shown what's on the other side of all this. Now, let's see, it was probably a couple weeks before this last election, where I was out bebopping around in my garden, just minding my own business. And I was just like, I was stopped in my tracks and told Trump is going to win the election, that the tech bros that wanted J.D. Vance in place thought maybe he would be impeached or whatever, but then they also realized how quickly his health was declining. And so they figured JD would be moved up then into president. And of course, that would help them. But anyway, so I wasn't surprised when he won. I was disappointed, but I wasn't surprised because Spirit had already told me. But I got so many messages from people, why did this happen? And so I asked my crew, and they told me that this had to happen so that everyone could see what this man is about, what he truly cares about, what he truly values, so that things can change, and on the other side of this, it will be so much better and more united. So there you go with that. I will say that it's really easy to get overwhelmed right now. And for my empaths, please be extra vigilant, protecting your energy and realizing what energy is yours and what energy you've picked up from other people. This is a time where you want to be particularly aware and vigilant of that. For the rest, it can be very overwhelming. So if you find yourself being overwhelmed, just take a breath. And what I asked my guides and what they said to tell you is take a breath, look at the world, and you can still be aware of what's going on, but look at it as covered with a dome. And you can look at it underneath, and you can still care. You don't have to not care, but you can also take a step and be detached and still empathetic, but not to the point where you are giving up any of your energy. Protect your energy, and you can still be positive and empathetic, but you're just a little bit more detached. So that's what they shared with that. It's really hard. It is. And things are going to get worse before they get better. But just remember, while we're going through this, that it will get better on the other side. Now, once again, I was on vacation, actually, walking my dog, and I hear chicken burgers. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? From my spirit crew, I hear chicken burgers. And I said, okay, tell me about chicken burgers. And they proceeded to tell me that the screw worm issue in Texas is going to get worse before it gets better. It's also going to go into Louisiana. And they showed that if it does get as bad as they're worried about, there's going to be ranchers protecting their counties and state lines, making sure that no affected animals cross into their area. And then as far as the chicken burger thing, because beef is going to get more expensive and there's going to be an availability issue, that companies are thinking about offering ground chicken burgers, and also mixing ground chicken with hamburger, and they're working on recipes for texture and taste, and planning that they might have to sell chicken burgers and chicken hamburgers or something. They'll come up with some name about that until this beef situation gets under control again. So I thought that was really interesting. And also they wanted to share that if you are in that area, please be vigilant about checking your pets for any cuts or scrapes or anything like that, and getting them cleaned out. When they had the screwworm issue before, what they did, I think it was in the 60s, was they released sterile male flies because the females only breed once, and so that eradicated the issue before, and they're going to have to do that again. So let's hope they start right away and get that done. Now, once again, I was shown the word pariah. And I'm like, okay, guys, what do you mean by pariah? And they said that in the future, after this mess is done, that the name Trump and those who were associated with all of this are going to be pariahs. And this is going to go on for a while. There is, I think I started in last fall, I started talking about this grassroots movement that is happening in the GOP. And it is continuing to gain momentum. It is disillusioned MAGA members and Trumpers who have started realizing that they were lied to, and they have started this movement, word of mouth, about just getting some other members into the party that they can follow that are standing up to all of this Epstein class and other war, all that other stuff going on. And Thomas Massie is going to be one of the future leaders of this movement. It started like when they started denying the Epstein files, their eyes got opened, and then the way that Trump was talking about the economy and that he just didn't care. And then with this war, him starting a war, that was like the final straw where they're like, okay, what we believed is not the truth. So that's really interesting. It's still gaining momentum. When I first started talking about it, it sounded really bizarre, but now it doesn't, does it? Nope. Okay, now, as far as some other political news and world news, Ossoff has been giving my spidey sense the vibes as far as presidential or president adjacent for a while now. So I'm really interested to see how his political career progresses. Carney is going to be evolving as a world leader. And what I found really interesting is that Trump is intimidated by him. Trump knows about his intelligence and his true record with finances. Not a pretend businessman, but he has quite a lot of experience with finances, and he's also a people person too. So Trump is intimidated by him. Now, there is going to be coming up a bounce that is starting to happen, and it's starting to happen with the power of the people movement that is going on. We're seeing it in this country with the No Kings and the fight against data centers. We're going against the Epstein class and the billionaires. There's more people becoming aware of what they really think of us. In Ukraine they stood up to the big bully, and they're winning. And I'm hoping Zelensky gets the Nobel Peace Prize. I'm seeing it, but I'm thinking it might just be my wishful thinking. So right now I can't separate the two, but I hope he gets it. Albania is standing up to Epstein class people. So, I mean, good for them. This is going to be happening more and more. But I was told that beware of the Trojan horse. Now, I'm not sure what this is in regards to, if it's in regards to the Iran war or what. And I keep asking Spirit, and they won't go into any more detail right now. So I'm just saying it, putting it out in the universe. I always like to end my videos on a positive note. So today we are going to once again go back to Spirit has told me that after all of this mess is over with, there will be a renaissance of humanity. And I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to keep putting it out there, because what I have seen and been told is a beautiful thing. And humanity as a verb, to be humane. We're going to go back to that. And eventually, the extremely wealthy people will start back up with altruism again, like they did. Yes, Trump talks about the Gilded Age, but in the Gilded Age, the very wealthy also practiced altruism, where they built hospitals and places for people to gather, and just things to help out humanity. And this group of super rich, they are not doing that. And that will change too, which is going to be part of this renaissance of humanity, where we all begin to start really caring and being involved with each other again. And it is beautiful. Please remember that. There's going to be some tough times coming up. And then on the other side of that, it will be better, and there will be a renaissance of humanity. We are leaving the selfie-involved era, which is what I call it. And the younger people are seeing that corporations and CEOs and these techies are not looking out for their best interests, and they need to be more proactive in government. They're graduating high school, and they don't want their jobs being taken over by AI. They realize that there is a threat with that, and that we need moratoriums on data centers and stuff like that. So I think I will end right there. Please like and subscribe and comment. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much. I appreciate each one of you. Bye.